Our first daily headline is Ryan in wait. The legal tampering period has begun in NFL free agency, and the Jets still have not locked up Ryan Fitzpatrick. As a matter of fact, reports claim the two sides are far apart. Now, all along, most thought it was almost automatic Fitzpatrick would be back. He said he wants to return, and the Jets have said they want him back as well. But now do you think, Sal, Fitzpatrick is likely to move on?
No, I don't. I love the way the Jets are handling this. And again, according to reports, who know? You never know what these reports.
Could be Fitzpatrick's agent leaking.
That's exactly right. I trust Mike McCagnon to make the right move here, and I also trust the fact that Fitzpatrick knows what he had here is not going to necessarily be the same thing he'll have when he goes elsewhere. He had great success this year with the Jets. Jets are going to want him back. They're just not going to overpay for him. You know, all due respect to Ryan Fitzpatrick, who is going to pay for him? I mean, he's Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's been inconsistent throughout his career. There are teams, the Texans would kill for a quarterback. They had no interest in Ryan Fitzpatrick. So Fitzpatrick means more to the Jets, and the Jets mean more to Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think ultimately they'll find a way to get it done.
Jonas mentioned something. He mentioned the word age, and I think it has a lot to do with this. I think he's trying to make a market for Fitzpatrick while he can. But you look at all the teams that need a starting quarterback. You mentioned the Texans. They're not bringing him back. None of these other teams are going to have him start. So he knows he can start here. He's made a good thing with Chan Gailey going on here. I think this is a lot of posturing to try to get him a little more money. But in the end, he'll be back with the Jets.
I agree with you, Bob. I think this is going to set his market, and that's what we're looking at here. But the one danger is that there's a lot of cash out there in NFL free agency this year because of the way the cap changed a little bit. So there's a lot of guys, a lot of owners around with big pockets, and you know, there's not a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL, in the world, to play quarterback in the NFL. So, you know, I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick may not look like, you know, the perfect physical quarterback specimen and everything, but he had a little success with the Jets. I mean, ultimately, I think he'll be back, but, you know, maybe it's not that easy anymore.
And also, at this stage of his career, remember, he got a lot of money at Buffalo. I think he got $24 million guaranteed. So he's got some money. I think his priority is starting. I mean, and he sees what almost happened here, the cast he has surrounding him. It's an enticement.
You know,
and what
the problem is that all these guys, all these teams that need quarterbacks have already had Ryan Fitzpatrick on their roster and moved on. He's played for half the teams in the league at this point. I think that is actually an issue for him.
And I think if you're Fitzpatrick, to your point, Bob, you know, you have, anytime you're making a decision based on money, usually that's the wrong decision. There's so much positive here. New York City, great camaraderie. He built up good camaraderie with that team, loves playing with those teammates. Brandon Marshall clearly wants him back, all the stuff that he's done. Great success, his best year statistically. That, to me, and I think Fitzpatrick is along those lines, would be more than the biggest dollar contract you could get.
All right, Lou, well, much more football coming up later in the show.